Good afternoon again, guys. Yes, you get two videos over lunch today. Why? Because Thursday's the new Friday. Of course, more stuff's got to come out, trying to keep us all on our toes. Though, I will give you this. This video is good news for all of us that are preppers. Unless, of course, you're one of those liberal, socialist, communist whack jobs that watches this channel, but that's your problem. Supreme Court decision came down today, and guess what? They just blew a huge hole in all this gun control crap. Big win for the Second Amendment. Today was the decision on the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus the state of New York. And basically what this case was whether or not somebody could get a concealed carry permit in New York. Now, for the purpose of this entire video, I want you guys to understand, I totally know that New York City is part of New York State and they are very different, okay? However, this is against a state law, so New York City is part of New York State. You can't say, okay, we're only going to write a state law for this part of the state. Just giving this. All right. So what this is all about is a couple of guys had gone to apply for a concealed carry permit. And New York has this, or had this stupid law that said you had to prove reasonable need for having a concealed carry permit. Now, I'm going to give you this. Reasonable need would be, your life would be in danger. Let's say, for example, I don't know, you work for an armored car company, or you work down in the jewelry district and you're always moving diamonds or something like that. Okay, I'll give you that. But I want to give you this. New York City ain't exactly the safest place in the world, okay? Gee, people get thrown on the railroad tracks. Little old ladies get beat up and killed right in the street. Yeah, okay. So basically, I'd say anywhere I go in New York City, my life is in danger. And sure, that's probably the same in parts of Buffalo and Albany and Schenectady and everywhere else, okay? Not everywhere in New York, but I'm going to use New York City as part of this. That's where these guys are from, okay? So how this ever got to the Supreme Court, I will never know, because, the state rejected it. It went to the state Supreme Court. They sided with the state. It went to the second district appeals court. They agreed with the state and it wound up in the Supreme Court. 6-3 decision. Okay. Yes. Chief Justice Roberts actually sided with the conservatives for a change. Sotomayor, Stephen Breyer, and Elena Kagan, of course, were the dissenters on this. Not a big surprise. Okay. Here's the funny part. Besides the fact that, okay, proper cause would be, gee, is your life in danger? Well, yeah, it's New York. Okay, that would have been the first thing. Okay. But what the defense was, I swear, the state lawyers must have got their law degrees out of a Cracker Jack box, okay? Because the NYSRPA used District of Columbia versus Heller, the Heller decision, which a lot of you probably know, as part of their evidence, ruling that the old laws that if you kept your gun in your house, that it either had to be non-functional or disassembled. Well, what the hell is the reason for having a gun if it doesn't work, okay? Gee, honey, I own a Ferrari. It doesn't run, but then who cares, okay? But while the state of New York came up and agreed with Heller and everything like that, they said, well, the right to bear arms is not unlimited. Now, they agreed that the Second Amendment grants the right to possess and carry firearms, okay? But they said that it wasn't allowed to that you weren't allowed to do it outside of your house. This was their main part of defense. I want to give you this. All right. They argued that historical laws allowed people to carry weapons only where and when doing so would not create a suspicion of violence or disturbance. Now think about that for a second. These guys were applying for a concealed carry permit. I concealed carry. I know a lot of you guys concealed carry, okay? When you walk into Walmart, the grocery store, the gas station, whatever it is, does anybody know you have a weapon on your person? No, because it's concealed carry, okay? So again, their defense. Historical laws allowed people to carry weapons only where and when doing so would not create a suspicion of violence or disturbance. How is a concealed carry going to create a suspicion of violence or disturbance? Nobody knows you have the weapon. Their defense doesn't pass the common sense test. Okay. So needless to say, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the two gentlemen, and now in New York, obviously this is effective immediately. It's not like the Supreme Court says, well, yeah, gee, effective January 1st. Okay. Now in New York, they can no longer say you have to prove a reason to have concealed carry. If you can get a weapon, you can get a concealed carry permit. I mean, obviously, it may be a different class you have to take. It may be, well, inevitably, it's another fee you have to pay, okay? You know, I mean, for me, I didn't even have to take the class because military here in Tennessee doesn't. But yeah, I still had to pay, I think it was $69 or something like that, to get my concealed carry permit. Okay, fine, no problem. I mean, I'm not going to get into the argument, well, you shouldn't even have to pay that because of two-way. Yes, I agree with you. All right. But that's what it is right now. Until somebody takes it to court and says, I'm not, you know, I'd rather spend $100,000 on an attorney trying to fight this than, you know, spend $69 to get the concealed carry. I'm just saying that's the argument. I agree with you. We shouldn't have to. Okay. But just giving you the point. So please don't flood the comments with, we shouldn't even have to pay this. Yes, I agree with you. Okay, but that's just the way it is. So, good news out of this one. Now, we'll see what happens next because, of course, we all know that the other case, the Roe decision, is going to come down soon. But, you know, in this one, you already have the left just going completely insane. You know, Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, is saying, oh, this is terrible. And you have congressmen saying, you know, the Supreme Court's out of control and, you know, it's going to be the Wild West and all this sort of stuff. No. Okay. I'm sorry. Go throw your temper tantrums. You didn't get your way. The United States, regardless of what you want to do there, lefties, still is a constitutional republic, which means we operate under the laws of the Constitution. No matter how many activist judges you put on the bench, thank God we have some constitutional scholars, at least 6 of them, in the Supreme Court, not the other 3 idiots, okay, who are there for, you know, gee, I'm here because of my skin color, my, you know, whether or not I stand up or sit down to pee, you know. So win for the good guys today, y'all. We'll see how this affects some of the gun control laws that are coming out, because this whole thing that's been passed by Cornyn and all those screwballs that want this gun control stuff, this tells them right there, wonderful guys, it's going to be taken straight to the Supreme Court. You're going to lose. Chalk up a victory for the 2A supporters. Sorry about another video. Who knows what happens next? Pinball out.